Hi, it's JoJo Wright. Welcome to the first of many Paranormalish podcasts where we feature it not only in audio, but video. And this is a good one. Zak Bagans gave me access to his haunted museum in Vegas. This place is absolutely terrifying. Good luck. Enjoy. Hey, I'm JoJo Wright. Welcome to Paranormalish. We're at Zak Bagans' Haunted Museum in Vegas. Now, one quick overlook of this place before we walk through. The house itself, before he put anything in here, is haunted. So the baseline, it's wild. Then Zak takes all these items, cursed, haunted, you name it, puts them in here on top of the original haunt, and this is what happens. That is chills all over. God. Oh, Jesus.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm afraid to look at anything. Virginia, you have worked here for how long, and what exactly, what's your job here?
Almost 5 years, and I'm a tour guide here.
I bet you've seen some crazy things.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right, we're going to walk through the whole house, and I would love you to tell me, of course, about the house, obviously, and the items, just like you do on your guides. Do you ever have to do anything in the house, you know, late at night, kind of like now? We're taping this about 10:30 at night when all the guests have gone. Do you ever have to walk through here by yourself, alone?
Sometimes I do, yeah.
Do you hate that?
I'm on guard all the time because it always feels like something is following you. Every single time. There's never a time where you walk through here by yourself where you're like, you know, oh, I'm good. At least not with
something
me.
Is following you.
Because I always feel like something is like this close behind me. I never turn around and look. I always just keep walking.
Any warnings before we go through the house? Anything to look out for? Temperature changes, touches, feels? What?
I always tell people on my tours, if it feels bad, don't do it.
Okay.
Like if it feels like you shouldn't go into a room or an artifact, you could stay out of the room if you want to. I always tell people that, trust your instincts.
Okay. I've taken this tour once, me and my daughter, and we did everything except before I did the tour, I was most afraid of the Dybbuk Box, and I still am. But that was crazy. I mean, we just got started. We're talking about, you know, the house, and we got to talking about Peggy, and the mic, which was fully charged, goes dead, right? We had just got started. The batteries were fully charged.
Our audio was fully charged that we used to record, which is these Rode mics. And all of a sudden, as you can see now, it's just...
The heck, dude? That happened a lot around here? Batteries just dumping like that?
Well, considering the fact that people aren't supposed to have their cell phones on as far as batteries and paranormal, it happens.
I know it's a common, theory among paranormal investigators with spirits drain batteries and whatnot.
And then we just started talking about Peggy, and that happened, and I told you that she's been really active lately too.
The theory is spirits can drain batteries, and to say it freaked us out would be an understatement. Let's get this thing started. We're going to walk and talk. The room we're in right now, if you take the tour, this is the first room you go into.
This is the Oddities room. The things of significance in this room have been on the show, The Haunted Museum. This is a model of the Westerfeld House in San Francisco. It is a house that you can visit. Anton LaVey was actually a daily visitor there. They would have satanic rituals in the bottom and in the top tower, and Ghost Adventures has done an investigation there as well.
Does anything happen in the actual dollhouse here?
Yeah, figures move around in the dollhouse, and then sometimes you'll see things and they're not where they were before. The tribal statue of terror, this thing will make you hallucinate. It will make you think that you're doing just the most insane things. if you watch the episode, the guy that picked up the statue was having like nightmares that he had wrecked his van and was walking in the woods, and this thing was chasing him. It's insane. It's insane. I had a guy on a tour ask me if I would shine my light on it, and I told him, I said I'd rather not, because you never know if if you're gonna make an entity angry or upset by shining a light in its face. I didn't want to do that, but I don't even really like looking at it after I know the backstory behind it. It's supposed to make you have like terrifying dreams. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just afraid to look at any.
Zach has a lot of paranormal like dolls sent to him with letters attached to them of paranormal activity surrounding them, and sometimes he'll put them in there with the letters, or sometimes he'll sit something somewhere in the museum and not tell anybody to see if anybody's affected around it, which is pretty interesting. He won't tell any of us, and if somebody is affected around it, that's proof that whatever that person sent to him has got something attached to it. But there's a doll in here named Gretchen, and boy, I have a story for you. Do you want to go in and meet Gretchen?
Sir, I'm keeping this with me.
All right, right this way. Now, Gretchen has affected a lot of people, but the most significant thing happened recently. These 3 girls came in, they were pretty cocky, and they said, what would happen if I went in here and I told Gretchen to off? And I said, well, I don't know. Why don't you do it and find out? And then she lost consciousness in the next room.
Son of a gun.
And then the other thing, the very next day, a lady in the same spot that girl lost consciousness, and a lady passed out.
And why is she behind? Probably a dumb question. Maybe it's obvious, but why is she behind the glass?
She supposedly can get up and walk around. And then that doll, if you take her little baby doll away from her, it makes her very angry. Because the people who used to own her, they put her on the couch, and when they came back in, she was across the room sitting on the floor.
My God. What are we about to go into here?
It is only a couple of weeks old. It is Zach's seance room. And the audio that you hear, Houdini died October 31st, 1929. And after Houdini died, they tried to do a seance to try to contact his spirit, because Houdini did say that if there was any way for him to contact the living in the afterlife, he would find a way to do it. There was a kid that came in a few days ago, and he said, my friend and I were just here, I had to come back. He goes, something happened to me in the seance room. He said, I thought my friend was kidding with me, and I thought he punched me in the chest. And he said that he told his friend to stop playing around, and he's like, I didn't hit you. And he looked at his chest, and he had a huge bruise on his chest, and this just happened this past week. Here's the Oddfellow Temple. There are actual human skulls.
Oh my God.
And then these are real human remains. One of them was found in the walls of a insane asylum that used to be an Oddfellow temple. That's what the Oddfellows would do. They would help people with their funerals, but if they couldn't afford...
Welcome to the Oddfellows room. To the Oddfellows room. Please circulate at a safe distance.
That kind of freaked me out. I wasn't expecting that.
These are real human skeletons, and then the skulls over here, they're real human skulls. But one of these was found in the attic of an insane asylum that used to be an Oddfellow temple. And the Oddfellows would bury, if you couldn't afford, like a member couldn't afford burial service, they would bury them in the walls and the floors and the ceilings.
If we're not familiar, an Oddfellow temple is what?
It's a secret society. So not too much is known, not unless you're a member.
Is it, are they based in the States or the UK?
No, the UK. It was started in the United Kingdom.
Okay. Wow. And like you said, this was buried. This was found in the walls of one of the temples. Both of them, or just one?
Just one of these ones.
Okay.
Now, I had a guy on my tour. He said that he was in construction, and they were demolishing a building, and they found 3 skeletons, and they found out that it used to be an Oddfellow temple. I was like, wow.
My God.
Right?
There's a little crawl space you can go through, right? What's the crawl? What is that?
The crawl space is for RIPs only, and I don't know, maybe it's just an initiation here at the museum.
I think we better do that. Okay, we're going through the tunnel, a crawl space here in the museum. Can you see anything? Mm-hmm. It's bigger than what I thought. Get a shot of my shot of my butt here. Alright.
Alright, welcome back.
Thank you. What in the world is going on here?
This is Zak's puppet room. Just has a little bit of everything. But this wizard, only 20 of them are made in the entire world. 6 of them exist today, and Zak owns one. The artist, Richard Baker, he committed suicide, and is unsure why he only made 20 of them. I think he's pretty cool.
You ever feel like you're being stared at? This was creepy. You lean one way, then the other, and he's still looking at you. I take it this is not your bedroom?
No. That bed was at the Bunny Ranch brothel, and Dennis Hoff died in that bed. That bed has tragic events on it and not so tragic events on it as well, if you get my drift.
Read between the lines on that.
Right. And then this is also the bed where Lamar Odom had his little
That was my
incident.
next. Yeah.
Yes. Allegedly, he overdosed. He had a series of heart attacks and strokes that same night, one after the other after the other. He's very lucky to be alive.
God bless.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a series of strokes. As a lady, she was investigating this room, and in that mirror, she saw a figure that looked like that. Because this is a figure that was seen at the brothel, and one of Dennis Hoff's sex workers actually sent this to Zak in a plea to please come and investigate the brothel. Now, a lady on a flashlight ghost tour here looked in that mirror, saw a figure that looked like that, and she asked to leave the tour, and then security asked her if she wanted to return, and she said, "I never want to go back in that house ever again."
Wow. You ready for this? What you're about to see here basically took place in the, you said early 80s? Or
Yeah,
70s, 80s?
70s, yeah, 80s.
Do you know the name Jack Kevorkian? Why don't you explain what we're about to see here?
He was also known as Dr. Death. He would help people with assisted suicide. And let me tell you something, this room, a majority of people that leave the tour, they can't make it past here because crying uncontrollably, or they feel like they're going to pass out, or they just straight freak out. They start screaming.
I can see why. I mean, the sadness alone, just because what these people were going through when they felt this was their best resort. And then, you know, jumping in this shady little van, you know, and just, some people call them evil, some people don't. I guess there's different opinions on them, but just for that to be your last moment,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know, just sad.
And then the artwork that you see on the wall are prints of paintings that Kevorkian actually did. So it kind of gives you a mindset of the doctor who did assisted suicide. This one seems to be a lot of people's favorite. And if you shine your light on it, you'll see why.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
For those people that are champions of his work saying he was helping them, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just twisted, you know, because that makes you think that...
And you know what? If you look at the face there, it kind of is like a self-portrait in an odd kind of way, you know?
Right.
At least that's what I see.
I think I saw an episode of Ghost Adventures. The lady that... Well, she was a young kid at the time. But Zach was... he asked her where was her bedroom. And wasn't this her bedroom?
Yeah, it's her bedroom, yes.
Oops.
Yes. This is the room where the van is.
And this is the actual van.
This is the actual van. The title's on the wall. The music that you hear above your head was composed by Dr. Kevorkian, and that's him playing the flute. And the music is what he would play for them if they wanted music. He would play that for them.
This battery here was at 90%, and as you can see now it's at 3% in the past like 15 minutes that I just barely changed this battery.
This place is sucking the juice.
And now it's at 2%, so it's gonna pretty much die right now, but I just literally changed this battery not too long ago.
Are we going to have enough to finish this?
Yeah, I brought extra batteries, but I gotta pay attention to the batteries.
And Wacko, you've done a lot of filming. This is not...
No, it's not common like this. I mean, these cameras are known to be able to lose a lot of juice fast, but not in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes like this. It's crazy.
Virginia, we're in prison now.
Yeah, you're in the Murderabilia room. The energy in here is just ridiculous sometimes. I was talking about Richard Ramirez over here one time, and I wasn't speaking very kindly about him, and I felt like I was being choked. I had to actually call command and have another tour guide take my spot, and I had to go outside and regroup. Ted Bundy's murder kit, these are the actual things that he used. The ice pick, the mask, the ski mask, and then the ropes and everything in here. And Zach owns his glasses, and those are original Ted Bundy mug shots, and then the DNA from his VW Bug are up here.
These are actual items.
Yes.
So this was used in a crime.
Yes, it was.
My God.
I know. Now, all these guys are in the spotlight now, too.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? I know it's... We're all curious, watch them, but what are your thoughts on the documentaries? Not just Dahmer, but all of them.
Well, what I've noticed is you get these really cute young guys to play Ted Bundy. Zac Efron played Ted Bundy.
Right.
So the girls are like, oh my God, that's Zac Efron. No, this guy wouldn't have cared about you. They kind of get it mixed up. Because this was a real person. This was a guy who would drive up next to you, pick you up, take you to the woods, rape you, decapitate you, and just leave you there. And you just see it all over the internet. Oh my God, that everybody's like fanning themselves saying Jeffrey Dahmer. I can't wrap my mind around that. It's just, yeah, Evan Peters is a different entity than Jeffrey Dahmer. And then over here you have actual artwork that was done by John Wayne Gacy. You know what? I had a lady on my tour a few weeks ago, and she said John Wayne Gacy was a clown at my son's birthday party. He was a really great clown, and he was really nice.
Can you imagine that?
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
It's more Manson back here. Charles Manson. Yeah. They caught a light anomaly shooting down from Manson's ashes right there, and it's right here. So it's going from his ashes all the way down to his shirt that he wore in prison. And then this artist, Ryan Almighty, he paints with his own blood. He did this portrait of Charles Manson, and it has the cremated remains of Manson in the eyes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the energy in this room is insane. Some people, feel sick and they have to leave this room. There was a girl on tour. She spoke to Manson's ashes, and she had to leave because she felt like something was stabbing her repeatedly in the back. And what did the Manson family do? They stabbed people repeatedly.
This room we're going into is what's in here?
Bela Lugosi's haunted mirror. Of course, Bela was the original Dracula in the 30s. He was into the occult. A lot of people don't know that about Bela. He scryed through that mirror trying to contact the afterlife. But nobody knows if Bela did good scrying or bad scrying. Now, the second owner of the mirror was brutally murdered in front of it. His name was Frank Saletri. Screwdrivers to the back of the elbows, to the knees, to the back of the head. He was shot, and the screwdriver dug out the bullets. The only witness to this murder was that mirror. His niece inherited the mirror, and when she brought it home and hung it in her daughter's bathroom, her daughter was attacked by a dark entity that would come out of the mirror and try to choke her. They have pictures of her neck where it looks like finger bruises.
What's been known to happen, you know, for people who walk by it, look in the mirror? Any dangers to note?
The most significant thing that happened on one of my tours, this guy was a skeptic. Big dude, big guy. Walked in, looked into the mirror, and he fell to his knees. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, at first he didn't answer, and then I was like, "Are you okay?" And he said, "I don't believe in this stuff. What is going on?" I mean, he acted like he was mad that he was being affected by the mirror he just looked in, you know. Yeah. So I kind of like that, though.
Yeah, like,
when a skeptic comes in and something happens, because it's like, told ya.
is it okay if we put the camera, like, look in the mirror with the camera?
Yeah, absolutely. Right this way. And then there's a caution sign right behind you. For the claims that this mirror has caused.
I'm afraid to look in that thing. Happy birthday, Bela Lugosi. Oh, yeah, I forgot you guys were here. Happy birthday, Bela Lugosi. This is Bela Lugosi's mirror, and today, of all days, is his birthday. So, Bela, happy birthday. I'm trying not to make too much contact with the mirror, but I'm not sure. One of your guards outside, what was his name, Wacko? Well, he told us that he looked in Bela Lugosi's mirror, and he didn't see himself or his wife. He just saw the wall behind him. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means, but is that common?
I've had a few people say that they looked in the mirror and their face didn't look like their face.
Wow.
I've looked into the mirror a couple of times. This was a while ago. And it made me feel like very lightheaded, very woozy. So I haven't looked into that mirror probably in over a year and a half until just now.
You feel okay now?
Yeah, I feel okay. It's just get a really, like, don't look at me feeling when I look at it.
I kind of glanced at it, took a peek or two, more than I probably wanted to, but yeah, I'm okay. But that's just, you know, to think that witnessed that murder you're talking about.
Yeah. And it's unsolved, too.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. The night before, I lost sleep on a few things. One of those things being, am I going to go into the basement or not? Because this basement is full of just all kinds of bad history. From witchcraft to seances to death. But we went in, of course, probably a bad move.
You're gonna see a hallway that leads to the actual room where the pentagram was on the floor.
So once again, in this house, rituals in this basement. And what's the worst thing you said? What? Repeat that last piece.
Well, people were murdered in the basement here.
Like sacrificed?
Sacrifice. And boy, when you're down there, I can feel it. I can feel it down there. It is so heavy for me when I go down there. Sometimes I'm right here and I just feel like, ugh. Like when I'm given a tour and I walk by here, sometimes it's just so heavy for me because tour guides aren't immune to this stuff. I have to close my eyes and give the tour, and then hopefully it'll pass, but sometimes it sticks with you for a while, and then it starts to ease up after a while. But boy, this basement is no joke. You used to not be able to go down into the basement unless Zak went with you. And those are real human skeletons in front of you.
Any idea where they came from?
I have no idea. Yeah, it feels bad down here.
So we're in the basement. This is where the rituals took place, the sacrifices. It's just, I don't know.
That's a live spirit box.
That's what that is? For people who don't know, a spirit box works scanning frequencies, correct? Mm-hmm. And the theory being it picks up sometimes with this, white noise, so to speak. It'll pick up spirits through. Now, was that from the original?
Yes.
So that's not painted on just for display?
I think they kind of painted over where the actual one was, but you can still see it when you're here.
Is anyone in here with us?
No, I felt something do that. Ooh, I had goosebumps. Look.
Oh my God. Can you move something? As we're in the basement, you get this feeling of just dread, sadness, fear. And as a paranormal enthusiast, these are the places you want to visit, but at the same time, you're trying to get out. It's a weird dynamic. Oh my God.
Ed Gein's Cauldron. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, Silence of the Lambs was all inspired by this guy. Ed Gein. He was the ultimate mama's boy. When he lost his mother, he lost his sanity. A shovel on the wall, that's Ed Gein's shovel. He dug up fresh female corpses and boiled their insides in this very cauldron. That exact cauldron. And then that's a piece of human leather over there on the wall. It is, this gentleman died a couple of years ago, and he donated his body and wanted his skin made into leather. So it kind of gives you the feel, because Ed Gein would make lamps. He had a human skin. He also had a belt that was made out of human nipples, and his doorbell to his home was a human nipple.
This is Silence of the Lambs?
Yes, it is.
This is the celebrity room, and of course you're looking at Brandon Lee's jacket from The Crow. Virginia, years ago I interviewed him
Wow.
One time, brief, we did the interview in a hotel room, kind of like a lot of junkets take place in. And he was promoting another movie. I forget the movie, but it was the movie he did just before The Crow, because he was taking a break from filming The Crow to do, come and talk about whatever this other movie was. I can't remember the name of it. But after we said, hey, nice to meet you, all this good stuff, the typical thing. And a couple of weeks, month later, that's when he died on the set of The Crow.
That's so sad.
I mean, he would have been a massive movie star.
Right? And his father died, mysteriously too, right?
Yeah. If you guys don't know the details of The Crow and how Brandon Lee died, look that up. But basically,
a malfunction of a prop gun.
And it wasn't a bullet in the gun, but it was like a piece of
shrapnel or something in there. Yeah.
I think it was like a bullet cartridge, but no bullet. Or like you said, shrapnel is probably a better way to describe it. But it was tragic to say the least. What is this?
You mean Jerry Lewis? Jerry Lewis did a movie that was never ever released. It was called The Day the Clown Cried. It had a very dark theme to it. It was about a clown entertaining children on the way to the gas chamber. And it is to be released in 2024, but there's only one copy in the entire world. If you want to see it, you have to go to the Library of Congress to see it.
And it's about entertaining children
on the way to the gas chamber.
What the heck?
Yeah. This is from the movie The Elephant Man. It's released in 1980. Actor John Hurt played a gentleman by the name of Joseph Merrick. That's a true story. This is the reason why the Academy Awards even has a category for makeup and hair. Sharon Tate, she was a victim of the Manson family. She was 8.5 months pregnant, and she was brutally murdered by the Manson family. And that dress was hanging up in her closet on Cielo Drive when she was murdered. That was the toughest thing for her sister to let go of at auction. Has a lot of her energy attached to it. And this is James Dean's Transaxle, the little bastard, the car that he was killed in.
Killed it up near Paso Robles.
Salinas, California, yeah.
If you drive by there, it's hard to spot. It's such a tiny little...
I know, it's in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. I've been there, and
nobody knows where the car is.
Yeah, nobody knows.
You track this down because of a serial number, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyone who's come in contact with the car, for example, spare parts, if they put those parts in their car, something terrible happens. Mm-hmm. I think people have died who got close to the car, right?
Yeah, the guy that was hauling it, the car actually rolled off and crushed him. So many things.
Room has the devil's rocking chair in it. It was taken, she'll explain the whole thing, of course, but it was taken from an exorcism that inspired The Conjuring Part 3, which is a true story. So, here we go.
Little David Glatzel, every time he was possessed by the beast, he would sit in this rocking chair, but there's only two people that could see the beast sitting in the chair, was 11-year-old David and also Lorraine Warren. There's a holy oil stain on the front cushion that you can see that they used during the exorcism. These holy medals and rosaries were used during the exorcism by Lorraine.
Exact ones?
Yeah. There's pictures up here of little David Glatzel, and then Arnie Johnson was David Glatzel's sister's boyfriend when all of this happened. And Arnie got so tired of seeing David go through what he was going through with the possessions, he actually provoked whatever was inside of David to enter him. And that's what happened.
Wow.
And he wound up killing his landlord, Alan Bono.
And that's the first time a possession has been used as a defense in a trial?
In a court of law.
Which it didn't work. He got convicted, to my understanding.
Yeah, he did 5 years, and little David Glatzel's sister waited for him, and they got married right before he got out of prison, and they're still together.
And David, the little boy that was possessed, how is he now?
You know what? You can't find anything about him. And I was like, what the hell?
Is that
somebody walking?
Okay. Richard's going to give us a heart attack. This is a good reason and a good warning to say be careful if you're shopping at an antique store, because you never know what you're going to get. And what I mean by that is what you get in addition to the chair, the dresser. Because if that were sitting in an antique store, you wouldn't think twice about it. It looks like a little old chair, kind of cute. But the history attached to it, you bring it in your house and your life is
all
a
hell
mess.
breaks loose, literally, yeah.
Is there plexiglass here or no?
No.
Oh,
These are the stairs from the demon house.
the stairs from the demon house.
And then the dirt that was underneath the stairs, the portal.
Now, if I recall, did they tear the house down? So this is basically what's remaining.
And Zach brought it here.
And that's once again the dirt from the stairs
From
that led
underneath
to
the stairs, yeah.
and the stairs that led from the house to the basement area, right?
And this little house in Gary, Indiana is the reason why Zach wears glasses.
Really? What's the story on that?
He was affected in the kitchen, and I hope I say this right. He has diploma, where his eyes are affected, where he gets permanent double vision. So he has to wear prism glasses.
Wow. Because of
Yeah,
the
and
demon
then
house.
usually it's over time that happens, but it happened that quick. And doctors are like, what in the hell?
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Scared the crap out of me.
Now, this room is very cringy for me.
For what reason?
It's a serial killer room. He's Robert Badella. He is known as the Kansas City Butcher. I'm from Kansas City and I knew him.
You knew him personally?
He had a booth at the Westport Flea Market. It was called Bob's Bizarre Bazaar. My friends and I went to that flea market all the time, talked to him all the time, bought things from him, and little did we know.
And that was during the time when the murders were happening?
Yep.
Did you think did he come across as like, man, red
No,
flags and
usually I get like feelings from people, you know. I got nothing. You know, he was just a nice guy that worked at the flea market.
whatnot? I bet when you found out.
Oh my God. I was like, what the hell? I said more than that, but I was
Not
just
bad.
like, what?
So in here,
Uh-huh.
what are we going to see in here?
You're going to see evidence from the Kansas City Police Department. Bob Rodella took over 300 pictures of his victims. Zach has 5 of them blown up on the wall.
Okay.
And then you're going to see his journal book where he wrote down the times that he would rape these men and when he would administer drugs to them. He wrote down everything.
Oh.
Then right here is the book.
This is where he kept
Yeah.
his notes?
His notes, times, everything that he would do. And then he would administer 7,700 volts of electricity with that neon sign machine to his victims with those alligator clips. When Bob Rodella would leave for work, he would inject his victims with Drano in their throats so that way they couldn't scream for help. And the guy with the dark hair and the mustache, that's Bob Rodella. That's Bob Rodella.
That's the guy you saw at the flea market?
Mm-hmm.
These next few exhibits make me honestly nervous. I mean, and is it just me, or is there a kind
No,
of
because my back is ice cold right now.
Is it really?
Feel my back.
Oh my God.
And why? There's no vents or anything.
This is the kind of a pre-room for the Dybbuk Box.
Yeah, the antechamber of the Dybbuk Box.
Which you can argue, some will say it's the most haunted artifact in the world. Or it could be a couple of these items. Peggy the Doll, we'll get to that in a minute, but here we go. Now, for people who don't know what the Dybbuk Box is, and I never really knew what it was. I just heard the rumors of it and how people have bought and sold it over the years. And one guy kept it in a military grade box, hidden away for just so nobody else would get it. I mean, kind of sum the whole.
That was
what is the
Jason
Dybbuk?
Haxton that did that.
And what is? Give me the backstory. What you know of it.
I'm nervous. My hands are like this because it just feels bad in here right now. A Holocaust survivor by the name of Havila. She fled Nazi Poland, wound up in Spain, and she believes that a Dybbuk followed her from the concentration camp.
A Dybbuk being a demon?
Yeah, Dybbuk is a Jewish word meaning demon. So in Spain, she bought a wine cabinet, and she had seances to capture that Dybbuk in the wine cabinet, and that's exactly what she did. She lived to the age of 103. She wanted to be buried with the Dybbuk Box, but because of her faith, she was unable to do so. So it went up on an estate sale, and that's when everything started to happen. Kevin Manus bought it and gave it to his mother as a birthday gift. She opened it. She had a stroke immediately, and she actually wrote on a piece of paper to him, "Hate gift."
And then, of course,
Jason Haxton. He was the director of a medical museum in Missouri. He was a skeptic, and he wanted to debunk the Dybbuk Box. So he bought it off of eBay. I think it was eBay.
of all places, what you can buy on eBay.
All right.
You just buy the most haunted item ever, sure.
And just insane things started to happen with him, and he contacted a rabbi and told the rabbi, I guess, told him to bury it.
That's when you put it in the military grade.
That's when he put it in the military
shock-proof box, or something.
Yeah.
I'm saying that wrong.
There was an acacia wood box that he put it in because the 24 karat gold was to contain the energy that was inside of it. So it was the Dybbuk box inside of an acacia wood box lined in 24 karat gold, and then in a military box. They were serious about keeping this under wraps, and now Zak owns it.
And Post Malone, a little pop culture reference, Post Malone came in, I believe he touched it, had a string of bad luck. But that's before, I believe, or maybe Zak just opened it for him, but that's before Zak had it encased in glass. Is that, or
We
maybe
could
I'm
go
crazy?
in there and I can tell you all about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, super important, we can't touch, even though it's encased in glass, good idea not to touch the glass, or is
I wouldn't touch any of it.
in the glass, is there kind of a, or do you want to explain that in there?
Yeah, I can explain that in there. There's plexiglass, and then he's put another protective layer around it.
All right. Wacko, don't touch anything, dude. Not kidding. So here we go, right?
Yeah.
Bible in hand. Oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm opening this door if that's all right.
Yeah, please do. Should I shut this or leave this open?
You can shut that.
Okay.
I always have this door open when I present.
There's no handle on this.
Yeah, on my tours. I was in here with a group and I was presenting. I felt two hands on my back, and next thing I know, my face was smashed into the protective glass of the
Sharp.
Dybbuk box.
Oh. Right at this corner here?
No, it was back there.
What the heck?
Yeah, and then Zak pulled the footage and was like, holy crap, what did you feel? And I told him I felt 2 hands on my back, and next thing I know, I was shoved into. I don't even remember what I said on the radio, but Zach and his assistant came running up here, and he started asking everybody, "Did you see what happened?" And they're like, "Yeah, she was talking, and then her face hit the glass."
There is a heaviness in this room, almost like you're breathing, like you're underwater in a way. If that makes any sort of sense. God, I'm not touching this thing.
Yeah.
Don't touch it, wacko.
I was presenting, and I look over, and this close to my face, the only thing it could have been was a demon. I feel like crying. The only thing it could have been was a demon. It was gray, and it was ashy. It was burnt looking. It had narrow eyes, no mouth, and it said something to me.
Do you recall what it said? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just talking about it in this room. I never talk about it in this room, so it's a little. You know how you feel like something is lurking and listening? Yeah, it's that feeling.
My heart's pounding.
But the thing that freaks me out is I don't remember nothing after that. The guy in the sideshow said he heard me scream over the funhouse music. I don't remember them taking me out of this room. I don't remember going downstairs. I don't remember winding up at the house next door. They asked me to this day, "Do you want to see the video?" And I'm like, They said it's crazy. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see me freak out.
So this
like
is,
that.
if not your least, one of your least favorite.
This is the least. Yeah, I couldn't come back in here for 3 weeks after what I saw. I still see like shadows run around the corner.
My feet are freezing right now.
Yeah.
Are you? I mean, is that?
No, because my arms are cold and there's nothing.
I swear that it's so heavy in here.
This protective barrier was put up probably about almost 6 or 8 months ago, because there was a. Is there anybody down there?
I don't see anybody right now.
I heard something. Yeah, there's no way. I thought that might have been Richard, but it wasn't.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Richard's right there.
Okay. I thought I heard something.
Oh God.
Okay.
It's just us in this house. I didn't realize Richard was right there. Good thing I brought some extra underwear. That's for sure. We are just a foot away from one of the most haunted artifacts on the planet. And it's absolutely, I mean, just beyond terrifying.
I've had people in this room lose consciousness on my tour. I've lost count of how many people have thrown up. One of the tour guides, James, he was giving a tour in here, and a girl passed out, and he came around the corner to help her, and she was screaming at him, "Get away from me, get away from me." And he goes, "I'm your tour guide, I'm going to help you." And she goes, "I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the things behind you." And she said that she saw like 2 demons with their claws in each of his shoulders. And he said that, I mean, James is like the most upbeat guy, you know, he is always positive, he's always, you know, lifting you up. And he said that explained why he was like in a slump for a while, because he had an attachment to him, you know, and that's not good, but he knows some people, you know, that would help him get rid of that. So yeah, it gets, this room is no joke. Yeah, oof.
You know, when you're in some of these haunted spaces, and I haven't been in as many as you have, but sometimes it can suck the energy right out of you.
Yeah.
And I find myself when I'm wide awake and excited, you start to get that kind of exhausted
Sometimes
and the
you
tingly
get
feeling
that-
on your shoulders. And
Can you get that exhausted feeling? Sometimes when I go home and I lay down, my mind, I can't shut it off because it's just.
that's it.
That looks into the antechamber. And next is Peggy.
Oh Jesus!
Yikes. Yeah, nope.
But this is Peggy came from the UK, and to my understanding, and I'm sure you'll tell the story, but they delivered her here with the
The
bag,
bag
on her.
over her head, and then when Zak was introduced to her, he went into a rage and destroyed most of the set of his TV show.
Now I'm told that I read that during a seance with Peggy, I'm not sure how Peggy was involved in the seance, but chairs were starting to shake, flies landed on people's faces.
Black flies swarmed around Zak and Peggy when they were filming that episode, and that is a sign of demonic manifestation. Yeah.
Are we supposed to? Now, we're not supposed to look her in the eye? Is that what the rules
Yeah,
are?
Peggy, we believe that's where her power stems from. People have looked into her eyes, they have passed out, thrown up, and gotten nosebleeds. We've lost count with how many nosebleeds.
Okay, I've also been told that even looking at Peggy on video can have an effect on people.
Yeah.
So, you know, Wacko's going to pan.
That's a warning.
Yeah, Wacko's going to pan by, and we're not going to focus too much on the. You know, you can pause it if you want, but just be forewarned. Where should I look at? I'm afraid that when I did the tour last time, I didn't go in.
When you tell people don't look in something's eyes, what do you want to do? You want to look in their eyes.
So what should I do?
When I go in here, I focus on the rosary around her chest, so that way I don't look into her eyes.
Is she, when we open the door, is she looking at us right here?
No.
She's
There's a
facing the other
wall,
way.
and then we got to go around.
And when we go around the wall, what direction is she looking?
She is looking straight ahead.
All right, just give me a.
She's in a little pointy house, though. Ready?
Oh my God.
All right, Peggy. Whoa.
Do we need to shut the door? I was told at one point we should shut the door over
You
there.
can if you want to.
Let's shut that.
Hey, Peggy.
Hi, Peggy.
Virginia. Hello?
She's on this wall right here.
Hi, Peggy. Did you have a good day? She just said Dybbuk.
Hello, Peggy.
Thanks for letting us visit you, Peggy.
Peggy, I haven't been around here this close in a while. Is that okay with you? No? Can you give me the name of someone in this room? Your name? Peggy, what name do you normally call me?
Are you excited for Halloween? Do you like when people come visit you? Can you make a noise or move something in here?
Do you like me in here, Peggy? Wait? Do you want us to wait? No?
Would you like me to stay a while, Peggy?
Why does it look like she's moving?
I kind of have to look at it. Oh my God. I don't think I made full eye contact, but.
Why does that sound like she's saying Dybbuk?
What is that?
You want us to leave, Peggy? Leave.
Huh?
Sound like it said leave. I'm gonna ask you again. Did you just say leave? Yeah. Yeah. All right, Peggy. We'll be respectful and do what you say. All right. Bye, Peggy.
Bye, Peggy. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you for watching, and thank you to Zak Bagans and his entire crew for giving us access to the Haunted Museum. It's absolutely fascinating and a bit terrifying. If you choose to visit, keep in mind you'll have to sign a waiver for obvious reasons. And a side note, our producer and director for this project, his name is Wacko, once he returned home, a few strange things started happening. His wife even chose to sage their house. We'll do a follow-up for more details on that. Make sure to follow Paranormalish to stay up to date on what we've got going on. Have a great one. Thanks for watching.